Check, check, 1 2 3 1 2 3. Check, check, 1 2 3. Check, check, 1 2 3 1 1 1 2 3 2 2 2 2 3. Check, check. Okay. Well, it is MSI 2018. I am here in Berlin with coverage presented by my checking account. Joined right now by Rekkles, who just had a pretty rough day. He said he's sweaty right now because bad games make him sweat. Rekkles, what happened today?
I started sweating, and then my mouse became a bit slippery, and then... I mean, I don't know what else to make up for an excuse, honestly, because the games were so bad. So I feel like I have to make up an excuse almost, because I don't know how to explain it. 4 weeks ago, as I told you earlier, 4 weeks ago, we were in such good shape. Everything was super clean, you know. We never had to talk about wards, objectives. It just happened naturally. So the only thing we really talked about was how to play the game out, draft versus draft, like the specifications from game to game, right? But today, it's been crazy. We haven't been able to do anything together as a team. So I feel like it's almost impossible to perform, and I'm sure my teammates feel the same, because we're kind of holding each other back.
Right.
Which is a really bad thing when you're playing an international tournament with the best teams in the world. Yeah. So I'm not sure what to think for the future either. But there's still 8 games, so we could turn this around. I think step 1 is probably to play something we're more comfy with. For example, I have showed neither Jin or Kai'Sa. I mean, Kai'Sa says for itself, right? But I haven't showed Jin at all in Spring Split, and now I played 2 completely new champions today. Neither did go very well, so... Maybe for the rest of the tournament, I'm going to try to focus more on what worked for me in the Spring Split, and try to share that with my teammates as well, so we play stuff we're more sure about, something we practice for a very long time, and then maybe we'll be able to ignore these failures that we have currently in terms of decision-making. I'm not sure, honestly, what we're up to, but the games are not good.
And you think that this is not, it's not a situation where, all right, you were able to do so well at spring finals, but here the competition is harder, and that's what's holding you back. You actually think that you are performing at a lower level than you were able to 4 weeks ago?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, obviously the competition is a lot harder. There's no way in this world that you compare most of the European teams to any of the top teams here, or in other regions in general. But when I play the game, or when you watch us play, I'm pretty sure you can say that this is not a team that looks that great. Like, we make so many random mistakes right now that we would never ever do before. And it's not like the enemy forces us to make that mistake, or the enemy completely outdrafts us, or go for a Nash that we didn't see coming. Like, most of the cases we see everything coming, but then anyways we make a mistake. Like, for example, the first game against RNG today, the game was complete free win. And then we look for a play in the enemy jungle, get cancelled like 3 times, and then we all die and we lose the game. Yeah. While we just took their inhib, while we have a late game outscaling comp. If this was 4 weeks ago, never happened.
Do you have any idea why you guys are slipping back? I mean, was there like a lack of practice, or just poor practice? I mean, what allowed you guys to sort of fall back a little bit?
I'm not sure. I mean, the only logical excuse is that we took a break. Yeah. But I don't want there to be vacation memes either. I feel like we actually practiced.
This is 2 years ago I talked to a European team that took a break.
Yeah. So I don't want that to be the case, even though it might actually be. Yeah. Because our practice was actually pretty good, and most of the other, I mean, I can't speak for the Asian teams, right? But I know Liquid took a break, for example, and they look just fine against the Koreans. I don't know how their game against EVOS is gonna go, but I think they looked fine. In scrims, they looked fine as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if they perform much better than we do for the remaining of the tournament, because they're actually a good team. Like, no joke, Liquid is actually a good team. So I don't really know why it's like this. Maybe we're more nervous because in the national tournament, I honestly don't know. Yeah. I just feel like it's such a shame, because you only get these opportunities at best twice a year. So when you're here and you play like this, and it's just such a shame. I feel really ashamed, actually, like embarrassing performance from us. So I don't really want to read what people have to say. Don't really want to hear it either. I just want to talk to my team and figure out what we can do, because if we don't figure something out, we're going to go 0-10 in this tournament, and maybe 2-8 if EVOS is not up there, but I don't know if those games count in the eyes of the fans. So I would like to figure something out, because if we play like this, then it's just such a shame, the whole thing. Yeah.
Well, let's take a step back from how today went for you. I'm very curious, what do you think of the strength of the other teams? Because people always ask me before these types of events, like, who's going to win, who's the strongest? I feel like it's really hard at MSI to tell, because there's been so much time since all the different regions have met up. So in your opinion, like, what do you think of the other teams and the relative closeness of these teams? I mean, you just mentioned you think Team Liquid's pretty good.
Yeah, so We haven't had a chance to scrim China yet because they arrived yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
And we scrimmed Korea only once, and we went 1-5 or 1-6. So logically, those teams should feel like the favorites, but we actually had a pretty bad record against Liquid for the most of it as well. We had some days when we were smashing them, but I felt like that was more their fault than our winnings or our like good parts.
Right.
So
that would imply that Liquid might not be very good if they're losing to you, and it's their fault that they're losing.
They were running it down. So okay. I felt like we were winning games because they were trolling. Because when they actually played good, I didn't feel like they were playing above standards because they did very good basics. So it wasn't like they were cheesing us or doing stuff you've never seen before. They were actually playing just good League of Legends. Yeah. So I felt like already all these 3 teams should be better than us or hard to beat. And then we scrimmed Flash Wolves 2 days as well, and they just had a similar feeling. So going into this tournament, I had already 4 teams that I was kind of scared about. I have no idea about EVOs. I only saw them play. I've never played against them. Yeah. But they are from the same region as Marines, and we struggled against them last year at Worlds. So it's a tough tournament, man. I don't care if we make it all the way. Like I didn't before either. I just want to show that we can do more than this. Yeah. I don't care if we fall short on one game in groups or if we lose the semifinals 2-3 or 0. I actually don't care. As long as we play good and show that we can actually perform, play good together, contest with these regions, then I'm happy, you know. Yeah. Because after all this is just leading up to Worlds, which is the ultimate goal, right? But if we're not playing well together, then it's hard to see any future, right? So I don't personally care if we lose these games, but when we lose them this way, it just feels terrible because these games should be games we win. We should have won the game against RNG, and this game we played against Flash Wolves now should have been much better as well. We were just constantly getting flanked by the Vlad, and for some reason we never picked up on it. You know, he flanked us, and we talked about it, and then he flanked us again, and then we talked about it again, and then he flanked us again, and the game ended. Yeah. I don't see why we don't do anything about it. You know, we're just no one taking initiative, and I feel bad about that because I should be the one to take initiative. So yeah, I just have to step it up, I think. Otherwise, there's no chance.
Well, I'm getting the signal that you have to go to your Chinese interviews. Is there anything that you would like to say here at the end to the fans?
I think I've said most already. Probably people got a feeling of where I am in the tournament right now. I don't know when you're going to release this, but...
Soon.
Soon, okay.
It's hard to release this a couple days later because who knows what happens.
Yeah, but if people are watching these while the tournament is going on, I'm going to try for my life to save us from this madness that is currently going on. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like it's such a, I feel such a shame. Oh my God.
Thank you so much, Rekkles, for the interview, and thank you for doing it after a loss because I know sometimes these are difficult to do. So I really appreciate it every time people do that. Thank you so much. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things MSI right here on my YouTube channel. I don't have a sponsor for this event, so I can promote whatever I want in these outros. I'm going to promote my Instagram. It's instagram.com/TravisGafford_. Yeah, you have to put an underscore at the end of it. You might be asking why. It's because there's this guy named Travis Gafford who lives on the southern coast of Texas and lives a wonderful life fishing. He loves fishing, and he's got this cute wife that he married within, I think, the past year or something. I'm a little worried he might be the happier Travis Gafford. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, like, yeah, there's the fame and the fortune that comes from being an esports superstar, but I'm a little worried that maybe at the end of the day he's just happier than I am. You can also support me and help me recoup the cost of this event by going to travisgafford.com/support and patreon.com/TravisGafford.